On her first day of work, this woman slapped the employer's daughter twice, simply because the girl grabbed food from others. The family had grown accustomed to it. But the new teacher couldn't tolerate it. The girl's father pleaded for leniency, citing her disability, and remained unmoved, seeing persuasion was futile. The father issued a warning, only then did and let go. The family's indulgence had fostered Helen's bad habits. When she didn't get her way, she'd throw tantrums and roll on the floor. Her mother believed such behavior wasn't worth confronting, yet it was precisely her parents' concessions that made Helen so stubborn. To correct her bad habits, and asked them to leave the dining room, Helen reached for food again with her hands, and moved the plate away. Helen's tantrum failed. Furious, she pinched Anne's thigh. After being struck back, the two entered a state of confrontation. Helen first realized this teacher was different. She groped for her mother, only to find the room empty. Panicked, she lunged toward the door and pulled her back repeatedly. Helen even crawled under the table to hide, then scrambled onto the dining table, stumbling blindly in the darkness. Fear replaced her anger and stood ready to catch her, and insisted Helen use a spoon. Helen threw the spoon and spat out her food. After Anne splashed water directly on Helen, she forcibly fed her. This time, she finally succeeded, and spelled very good in the palm of her hand. But Helen grabbed her hair. At lunchtime, Helen emerged from her room trembling. Her mother was deeply distressed, and came out and said,
Helen ate from her own plate, with a spoon.
Helen had folded her own napkin. Her mother was immensely grateful to Anne. The mother apologized to Anne, and explained Helen had gone blind and deaf from scarlet fever, becoming extremely volatile. Had Anne not arrived, the father had planned to send her to an asylum, and shared similar cases, pointing out that mere nurturing wouldn't solve the problem. Helen must learn self-protection. She understood Helen's fears, so she refused cheap sympathy, and began teaching with letters. Noticing Helen's deep attachment to dolls, she spelled doll in sign language, guiding Helen to repeat it. Helen learned quickly, delighting Anne. But then her brother mocked Helen, and believed learning spelling would lead to word comprehension. She took the doll to teach a new word, but Helen became unusually agitated, and brought out cake. Its scent calmed Helen. After feeding her, and taught the word for cake, Helen spelled it correctly. When Anne tried reviewing with the doll, Helen snatched it and ran out, locking it inside.
Let me out, you wicked girl!
The family couldn't open the door. Father had to fetch a ladder to rescue Anne. Anne found Helen, and saw her secretly remove the key from her mouth. This action proved her intelligence. Only spoiling had led her astray. That night, Helen smashed a vase. Mother rushed in and stuffed candy into her mouth, and witnessed the scene, and instantly understood why Helen had become this way.